So this equation, which we learned in lower classes in high school, may save several lives by preventing accidents. Nearly 70% of the accidents can be prevented if we know this. What is the equation and how it is done? Let us check. The equation is in kinematics in high school physics. One of them is v square minus u square is equal to 2as. And how is this related to our topic? Let us see. Imagine a car is moving with a speed of 30 km per hour. So the driver applied the brake. By seeing some obstacle, the driver applies the brake. Before coming to rest, after applying the brake, the car moves little forward and then stops. So after applying the brake and before completely stopping, the distance traveled, we call it stopping distance. So stopping distance is nothing but the distance between applying the brake and completely coming to the rest. Okay, what will decide this stopping distance? We know very clearly that if the speed is more, stopping distance is more. Everybody knows this. But the point is how much? How is it proportional? Let us see this one. Most of the people think, for example, if 30 km per hour is the speed of the car, and let us say the car stopped within 10 feet, the stopping distance is 10 feet, just assume. Now many people think if the speed become double, stopping distance also will become double. This is what generally most of the people expect. So they expect to stop in 20 feet and there the mistake is happening. It doesn't stop in 20 feet, it actually stops in 40 feet. That means the distance is not doubling. On doubling the speed, the distance becomes 4 times, quadrupled. How can we simply say like this? We have an equation. The equation for stopping distance is S is equal to u square by 2a. S is the stopping distance. U is the speed just before applying the brake. What is the speed of the car? That is u. And A is the constant retardation created by the brakes. The brakes are causing some negative acceleration, that is A. That is constant for a given vehicle. U is the speed we are moving with before applying the brake. And S is obviously stopping distance. So now observe this equation. This stopping distance is proportional to u square, not proportional to u square. And if you ask how does this equation come, for this purpose we are using that v square minus u square equation. In this equation we know u is initial velocity and v is the final velocity. When you apply the brake, finally the car is coming to rest, car or bike or whatever, it is coming to rest. So v becomes 0 minus initial speed u square is equal to 2 into the brakes are causing a negative acceleration, retardation, so it is minus a into stopping distance s. Now if you simplify this, you will get minus and minus cancelling, s is equal to u square by 2a. This is the equation, right? Okay, anyway, so now the point is s is proportional to square of the speed. So what happens if speed become n times? The stopping distance will become n square times, meaning if speed becomes double 2 times, stopping distance becomes 4 times. So in our example, suppose if 30 meter speed the car is able to stop in 10 feet distance, stopping distance 10 feet. Now when the speed became double, what is happening to stopping distance? It should become 4 times, not 2 times. So 40 feet it will travel, right? So 2 square times. So the distance, imagine we expected 20, it is going 40, 20 feet extra. Anything may happen in this distance, within this distance, right? So that is that much dangerous. Double the speed does not mean risk is double. The risk is becoming 4 times. Now imagine if the speed became 3 times. That means if the speed became 90 km per hour, what will happen to the distance? Distance becomes 3 square times. So 9 times. 9 into 10, 90 feet. Imagine how big the distance is, and whether you stop or not within that distance, there is no use, right? So the culprit here is not the time to stop, the culprit is the stopping distance. That is what many people misunderstand and miscalculate. So one of the biggest reason for accidents. So knowing this may help. If you feel this is helpful, share it to your friends in all friend groups. Thank you. Jai Hind.